Mittens. I'm gonna rank albums from 1974. Hi fans of high quality entertainment. So my buddy Glenn Kellaway from the basement just did a video today. His top albums from 1974. And so I thought I would copy him like I always do. So I've got, I think, close to 30 albums. And I might miss one or two, but I think I got them all. I'm almost positive. So in no particular order, and then I'm going to edit the video, take a few minutes, probably a good 10 minutes at least, and rank them from my least favorite to my favorite. So the ones I have from 1974, 50th anniversary coming up for all of these albums. Blue Oyster Cult, Secret Treaties, Genesis, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, Randy Newman, Good Old Boys, Sparks, Kimono My House, Sparks, let's do that again, Sparks Propaganda, and Kimono My House. That's why it's so confusing. Lou Reed, Sally Can't Dance, Nectar, Down to Earth, Kraftwerk, Autobahn, David Bowie, Diamond Dogs, Queen, Sheer Heart Attack, Captain Beefheart, Unconditionally Guaranteed, Supertramp, Crime of the Century, Queen 2, Hawkwind, Hall of the Mountain Grill, The Sensational Alex Harvey Band, The Impossible Dream, Man, Rhinos, Winos, and Lunatics, Frank Zappa, Apostrophe, John Lennon, Walls and Bridges, Grand Funk, All the Girls in the World, Beware, Yes, Relayer, The Rolling Stones, It's Only Rock and Roll, Lou Reed, Rock and Roll Animal, yes, I'm including live albums, Gene Clark, No Other, Genesis, Golden Earring, Switch, I'm hungry, my supper's almost ready, Zappa, The Mothers, Roxy and Elsewhere, Meet the Residents, and Electric Light Orchestra, El Dorado. So, I'll have my dinner, so I'm more settled. Then I will rank these from my least favorite to my favorite, and I'll be back to show you. Thank you.
And order a taco through the drive-thru, and then after I order the taco, come around again and park here and go in and eat there. It's insane.
Shut up, Joe.
I have to do that. You know, and the lady said, I'll help you.
Just joking. I love me, Mr. Mael's rants. I'm almost done here. I had my dinner. My stomach's happy, which makes me happy. This wasn't actually as difficult to rank them from least favorite to favorite. Oh, that's a good album. I just wanted to say that I love each and every one of you. I've had some wine. Yep, 27 albums. Okay. So, I've got one album that's, I'm going to rate them out of 10. One album I'm rating 5 out of 10. Then the other ones are either 7, 8, 9, or 10 out of 10. So overall, really good albums from 1974. The worst of them, my least favorite, in so many ways, including the album cover, is Grand Funk, All the Girls in the World, Beware. This was the album where I stopped buying their albums back in the 70s. I was a huge Grand Funk Railroad fan, but they turned me off with this. you know, a couple of good songs, Bad Time to Fall in Love, and some kind of Wonderful, but I never played this. 5 out of 10. So I probably won't keep track, you know, 27 albums, but like I said, from my least favorite to my favorite. So these are 7 out of 10. Starting with a live album, Lou Reed, Rock and Roll Animal. It's good. I very rarely play it. There's other live albums I prefer by him, including a recent one I got live in Italy, which is superb. Yeah, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs. Sweet Jane, Heroin, White Light, White Heat, Lady Day, and Rock and Roll. 7 out of 10. And also 7 out of 10 is Captain Beefheart and the Magic Band, Unconditionally Guaranteed. Kind of underrated though. I think this era of Captain Beefheart gets bashed a lot, and they're good albums. They're not great, but they're good. Still kind of, you know, it's going to take more listens, but for now I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I find it very interesting, for sure. The debut album by The Residents, Meet the Residents. And the final 7 out of 10 is a good album, but not a great one. It's the Rolling Stones, It's Only Rock and Roll. I love, you know, the title track. And that's about it. No, the other songs are good, but like I said, not one of my favorite Rolling Stones albums. 7 out of 10. Now we get into the good stuff. These are all 8 out of 10. So 22 is Randy Newman, Good Old Boys. Kind of taking a shot at racism in the South, and just excellent songs. It could even be more than an 8 out of 10, but for now, 8 out of 10. And then Genesis, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Of the 2 discs, you know, the 2 vinyl records or the 2 CDs, I think sides 1 and side 2 are the strongest sides, and then sides 3 and 4, except for, you know, like the Carpet Crawlers, they're a little weaker, but still a great album overall. 8 out of 10. Kraftwerk, Autobahn. Love this album. I love the title track. Side 2, I really enjoy, but, you know, it's more, I always usually focus just on the long track Autobahn. 8 out of 10. And then another live album, Zappa and the Mothers, Roxy and Elsewhere. Just, you know, great musicianship. 8 out of 10. And it, you know, like I'm showing here, each album it gets more and more better for me with these ratings, but still we're in the 8 out of 10s. Hawkwind, Hall of the Mountain Grill with Lemmy, who later on, of course, made the band Motorhead. The Psychedelic Warlords, Disappear in Smoke is awesome. Yeah, Hall of the Mountain Grill. Just, if you love psychedelic, heavy rock, highly recommended. And the final of the 8 out of 10s, this is an album that I've grown to appreciate more in the last year or so. Yeah, I played it quite a bit in the last year, and it's like, you know what? I actually think this is a great album. Queen 2. Yeah. Especially, you know, side 1 I couldn't get into. Father to Son, White Queen, As It Begins, Someday, One Day, and The Loser in the End. But now, you know, I do appreciate the songs a lot more. And then side 2 is awesome. There's 3 albums for 9 out of 10 ratings. This is an album that probably most of you have never heard. But if you love a bit, you know, jammy, rock, a bit, maybe a tad bit of prog rock, just excellent music. Man, Rhinos, Winos, and Lunatics. And another Queen album, Queen Sheer Heart Attack. I remember buying this when it first came out and absolutely loving it. Brighton Rock, Killer Queen, Tenement Funster, Flick of the Wrist, like it's all just so good. And such a variety of genres, really. 9 out of 10. Could even be a 10 out of 10. But it isn't. And the last 9 out of 10 is... Yeah, there weren't very many solo albums in 1974 from the Beatles, but this was released in 1974, and it is superb. 9 out of 10 for John Lennon's Walls and Bridges. Whatever gets you through the night is alright. It's alright. With, of course, Elton John on vocals and keyboards. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, lucky 13 albums from 1974 that are all 10 out of 10. Number 13 is one of the best sounding albums ever. I remember back when this came out on vinyl, of course, and you know, you'd go to a record store, and a lot of these record stores, you know, they're trying to sell the turntables. A lot of the times they would have this album on the turntable. Supertramp, Crime of the Century. Amazing album. I know it was on Glenn Kellaway's list too. Number 12, To Dream, The Impossible Dream, the sensational Alex Harvey Band, the very first album of theirs that I bought and loved it right away. Probably my favorite Alex Harvey Band album. Number 11, just kind of like dirty, gritty rock and roll. Kind of Stone-ish too, Rolling Stones-ish. David Bowie, Diamond Dogs. Love it. The top 10 from 1974. So, you know, there might be more great albums out there that I could include, but I'm just going by what I have in my CD collection. And number 10 is El Dorado by Electric Light Orchestra, along with ELO 2, my favorite Electric Light Orchestra album. Number 9, a very underrated album, and I believe this is Steve from All the World's a Stage's favorite album by this band, and not that I've heard all of their albums, but of the albums I've heard, it is my favorite. Golden Earring Switch. Number 8. Just in the last couple of months, I've become a huge fan of this album, and in the last year I've really started to listen to this band a lot more, and it is Nectar with Down to Earth. Number 7, also in Glenn Kellowy's list, Frank Zappa, Apostrophe. And it comes with a warning: don't eat the yellow snow. Number 6, a very underrated album. When I ended up having his whole album collection, I kind of ignored this for a while because, you know, through the years, all these bad reviews, so I figured it's not a great album. But one night I finally really focused on it, and it's like, you know what? This is as good as any of his albums. Lou Reed, Sally Can't Dance. 1, 2, 3. Number 5, also on Glenn Kellowy's list. Very near the top, and same with me, very near the top. Gene Clark, No Other. I've talked about this album a lot in the last year or two. It has old country, pop, rock, prog country. It's just, and Glenn nails it when he says this is very similar to Van Morrison's Astral Weeks, although they're different, but it's the same kind of vibe with the music. So if you love Astral Weeks, you should love No Other by Gene Clark. Ooh, we're into the top 4. Aren't you excited? I know I am. Number 4, the very first album I ever bought by them. And I have their whole discography. Blue Oyster Cult, Secret Treaties, their third album from 1974. Includes my very favorite Blue Oyster Cult song, Dominance and Submission. Number 3, possibly my favorite album by this band. I had a bit of wine, so sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about. Yes, Relayer. Only 3 songs, but all 3 songs are epic masterpieces. I know that side 1, The Gates of Delirium, gets a lot of the love and the notice for this album, but side 2 with To Be Over and Sound Chaser are just as good. 10 out of 10. What's number 2? Well, it's the very first album I ever bought by this band. Sparks, Kimono My House. That's right, the first time I saw them on television on the Midnight Special, the next day I ran to my record store to buy this. I played it and I threw it in the garbage. But luckily, I took it back out of the garbage and I gave it another chance. And you should always give, at least I would say all albums, but most albums, you know, if you listen to it the first time, give it one more chance at least. And I'm glad I did. And number 1, which might be possibly my favorite Sparks album, is the follow-up, Propaganda. But they've got about 10, at least 10 out of 10 albums, and almost any one of them could be right near the top, including their latest. So yeah, it's number 1. And that is it. Thanks for watching. Let me know, out of the albums I showed, which ones you love also and which ones you've never heard. I'd be interested in that. And hopefully, if you haven't heard some of these albums, also let me know if you end up checking them out and come back and you tell me, that album sucked, Larry. Why is it in your top 10 or whatever? So yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Please remember to leave a comment below and like the video and subscribe.